Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, Chit Chat and Chapters. I am Austin, she's Lauren. Hello, hello, hello. Lauren, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, rocking and rolling. That for people who don't know, my day job is a roof salesman, and yeah,
It's the mundaneness of the day to day, you know? I
yeah,
love it.
absolutely. But there are supposed to be major storms coming through, like Lincoln and Omaha, and I tell you what, we're all really excited. We're the only
To
people who
get
are
to be
excited
a
for
roof
hail.
salesman.
Champ Roofing, not a sponsor, but also if you have a roof problem, call Champ. Call me.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, we're some books have been read, and some very highly touted books, I should say, on both of our
Yeah.
ends. So, what books have you finished these past couple weeks?
So I finished one that actually I kind of want to recommend to I think you or Liz. I read my first cozy fantasy book.
Ooh,
It is Violet Thistlewait is not a villain anymore.
ooh,
It was a book of the month pick, and I was like, okay, we'll try it. This is adorable, sounds great. And it is in the genre of cozy fantasy. So Violet Thistlewait used to be the Thorn Witch and moves to Dragon's Lair, I think is what the town is called. Dragon's Rest is the town because after her predecessor villain is killed, she wants to go be good. She doesn't want to be a villain anymore. And so she comes to this small town at the end of the towering castle. There's the quaint small town, and she opens a flower shop. And
oh,
she's next to an apothecary, but the apothecary is now run by an ex alchemist, and it was like reading a warm hug. It was such a cute, and it builds up to, X thing, but it wasn't like war scene, fighting.
yeah.
It's not a dude book by any means,
Mhm.
but it's like a nice, just on a day like this where it's all dreary and drab out, it's exactly what I wanted to be reading. It's like reading a warm cup of tea.
Oh, that's fantastic. I
It's
love
fantastic,
that.
and I would recommend it to anybody. I loved it. It was so just wonderful and not like cutesy.
Uh huh.
Like cozy and cutesy, I think are two different things.
Yeah.
It's not like cutesy little flower, whatever. It's just cozy. It's a warm cup of tea.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, I'm definitely checking that one out because the title alone has me like enthused. Like
Yeah,
I'm bought in from the title alone, but the fact that you
yeah.
really liked it, absolutely.
And like I said, I think both you and Liz would love it. It's kind of this all encompassing, wonderful little. It's great.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So
It's awesome.
yeah, I got that done. And then, of course, big release day. I have like 3 or 4 releases coming out within a 6 week period that I am all sat for.
Yeah.
So we did Get and Demolish, and now Back to You.
Nice. Very nice.
Loved it. Loved it. I liked First Time Caller a little bit better,
Uh-huh.
but I loved this. I
Okay.
loved this so much. Fantastic.
Okay. Very good. 5 stars, four
Yeah,
stars.
yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice.
I think Violet Thistlewait I would give like a 4,
Uh-huh.
probably like a 4 star. Only because since I hesitate to give my first book in a genre I read a 5 star, because then if I as I read more, I feel like I kind of navigate the genre more.
Sure.
And so I don't want to give my first cozy fantasy a 5 star and then read more and be like, that was not a 5 star book. What the heck did I just do?
Sure. Yeah,
But I
that
did
makes
really
sense.
love it, so
Yeah, like in
it's
the
great.
moment, you're a big fan of it,
Right.
like, and so I think that's hard. I think you have every right to rate it a 5 star and then can go backwards and
That's fair.
rethink it. But if you still think of it as like, oh, these just were the perfect vibes for the perfect time. So like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. That's
Nice,
fair. That's fair.
very
So,
nice.
very cute.
I
Two fantastic books.
Yeah, Very good. I just found out. So one of the books that I think is like super cozy is Assistant to the Villain. Um,
Yes.
yeah, the third one came out. I didn't know this.
I thought they were on the fourth one already.
Right. Found out that there's a fourth one out too. Yeah.
So yeah, because
Yeah.
it's assistant, apprentice.
Yeah. Assistant, apprentice. Hang on. Let me pull it up. Um,
Yeah. No, I just had a friend actually text me and goes, "If you have not read those books, do it now. They're
yeah.
fantastic."
They're really really good. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one not as much. So the third one is accomplice to the villain, and the fourth one is adversary to the villain. Yeah. So
Yep.
I definitely I saw accomplice to the villain at Barnes and Noble. Adversary to the villain comes out in August. So
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely going to need to add that. But assistant to the villain is like has action, but is somehow still just a lovey romance. Like it was a very cozy romance is the way I would describe it. But it
Yeah.
has an intense moment. Like a bomb goes off in the first one. Like
Yeah.
so you wouldn't think of that as cozy, but it just
Right.
is.
It just
Yeah.
give me a nice little warm hug. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Very much.
I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, and 5 stars. So good,
Good.
absolutely
Yep.
incredible. I can totally see why if you do the audiobook, I can see why it would be a good audiobook.
Oh,
But
okay.
it is one of the funniest books I have ever read. Full stop. Like
Even like funnier or wittier than Project Hail Mary?
it is both funnier and wittier. It is both.
Okay.
I would put Dungeon Crawler Carl over Project Hail Mary in a heartbeat. Um, yeah,
Okay.
and it hits on a different level of humor because there is really crude humor in this. Like
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
there's a whole thing about like the whoever is like helping Carl get through these dungeons, like he keeps getting loot boxes, and he keeps getting loot boxes to keep his shoes off because he goes into the dungeon with no shoes and no pants, and so he gets a whole bunch of things that boost stats for being barefoot because someone has a foot kink. Like that's a foot fetish. That's the whole joke, and it's for the whole book. It's so funny.
That's
Um,
good. Yep.
really, really good. There, it also has like some really kind of sad moral kind of moments. Like it really like
That's what I've heard is that it literally kind of checks all the boxes.
yeah. The only thing that it doesn't do, it doesn't have any romance, which it doesn't need.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I would imagine like there's I think 6 books right now in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, and they have only so there are. The idea is that there are 18 levels to the dungeon, and if you finish all 18, you become ruler of the planet that is being mined for whatever resources. And I think the 6th book, he is just getting to the 10th level. So
I was because I think the idea is that they will be 8 books.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been it's been really really fun to. It was a fun read. Sorry, my computer just freaked out on me all of a sudden.
Yay.
Okay, sorry, I can't play that one off. Gonna be honest, my computer was freaking.
Right.
Back to what I was talking about. Really great opening book. Really does a good job of explaining all of the things you need to know about this is the world. This is what the goal is. This is how he's going to accomplish said goal. Does a great job of setting the stage. And then the loot boxes are some of the funniest things ever.
That's
And so,
amazing.
really,
Okay.
really liked it. Yeah, you
Okay.
you
I'll
should read
definitely have to
it.
be getting on it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I also finished First Time Caller. on the back of your. Now back to you.
Yes.
So,
Okay, what'd you rate it?
I gave it 4.25.
That's fair.
And the reason why was mostly because, like, it was really good, and the chase is really, really good. But once the chase is over, it's tough. Like, once they have their first coming together, pun intended, I didn't really like it that much. I think we'll get into this more in our burning love segment because we have some hot takes on some romance books. But I didn't like the spice. I thought that the spice was over the top and it didn't fit the characters. I think is the biggest thing. I think the spice could have been put in another book entirely and fit better than this one.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna hold my response for the segment because I do. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I think the every part that isn't spice is really really good romance.
Yeah.
I think the spice ruins the book for me.
And ruins is a strong word if you still gave it a 4.25.
Yes, ruins the 5-star book. Ruins the rating.
There. I was gonna say,
Doesn't ruin the
let's
book.
not put that slander on one of my favorite books.
Absolutely ruins the rating.
Yes.
That's a funny way of thinking about it. It doesn't ruin the book, but it does ruin the rating.
That's fair. Yep.
So,
So then what are you reading now?
I am currently reading Onyx Storm. So, yep. Gonna get caught up on Fourth Wing. It's been interesting. That was a hard one to start for me.
I warned you it would be.
Yeah,
Like literally the first half of it is a lot.
it is, and like the like I have just gotten to the part. I mean, this is a little spoilery, but like I just got to the part where like they were getting hot and heavy for the first time, and he grabs the headboard and channels through it, and it was like, whoa, that's a lot. So it's a huge shift because I'm physically reading it. It's a huge shift from my last physical read, which was Dungeon Crawler Carl. And so,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
and so it's
Especially because from the sounds of it, like Dungeon Crawler Carl actually kind of does a good job of spelling things out for you. The first half of Onyx Storm goes big ol' question mark.
Yeah.
And then you read and you're like, wait, did I miss something here?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
It's a big transition, and I have not gotten my legs back under me for a book like this yet. So like my getting back into it is pretty slow.
That's fair.
But I am continuing on with my resolutions for the year in my audiobook because I am listening to a nonfiction book. I am listening to The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It was recommended to me by my therapist, and Rick Rubin reads it as well. And he's got this beautiful bass voice that just resonates.
Yeah.
And it's really like a bunch of 3-minute thoughts. Like sometimes they're like 5 minutes. But they never seem to be longer than 8 minutes. And so it moves pretty quickly. And it's all on like how do you make art happen, right? And like it explores a number of things. One of the most interesting things it explores is the idea of all of your past pretenses put blinders onto your potential art. So like it talks about how there's this ancient game called Go, and it was like it's a war game like chess basically, but it's a centuries old game, and people have thought, oh, we know every possible outcome, we know every single move, like there's nothing new to it. But then scientists created an AI to learn the game of Go, not from masters but just from the basics, like here are the rules of the game, get better at it. And it talks about Move 37. It was this AI versus a Go world champion. And on Move 37, everyone who had watched Go knows the AI could either make an offensive move or a defensive move. And then it did neither. It found a new move that had not been ever done in Go. And why would it have thought of that? Not because it knew the game better than anyone else, but because it had learned it without any pretense of this has to be an offensive or a defensive move. And art is very similar. If you come at it with a childlike look of, I don't know anything, sometimes that can raise it to an even bigger deal, you know? And it really has hit me with like how we are looking at this podcast, because podcast is art, right? Everything's art when you come down to it. And so like looking at how our biases have come into play, because former radio guy, broadcast journalism degree, like TV news TV background, like how did all that come into this? And if we strip those away, what then can we get into? And so it has really like refocused a lot of different things for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
If you can't tell, really excited about reading this. It has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Creative Act by Rick Rubin and it's such a calming read, because like in between each thought, there's a bong, like it's meant to be relaxing, and it does just a really good job. So I've been really enjoying it. It's a relatively quick read. It's like 6.5 hour audiobook. So I've been really enjoying it.
I will definitely be checking that out now.
And I like it because it's not a self-help book, but it absolutely is a self-help book.
See, and that's why I liked Green Lights. I looked at Green Lights a lot like that, where it like wasn't a self-help book, but I got so much out of it.
Yes. Yep. 100%. This is a book that is a bunch of thoughts about art and just kind of throwing it back at you for you to all think about art.
Yep, so. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely have to check that out. That sounds amazing. Because honestly, I'm in between, since I finished the Alton Brown book, I'm like in between nonfiction right now.
Yeah.
And so I need, because I also don't have a self-help that I'm currently reading either. So maybe that'll be a good kind of crosshair of both.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What are you reading though?
Right now I am currently in the middle of, it's called Unloved. It is the second out of 3 of a hockey romance series that I got approved for the arc for the third one and hadn't read the first 2. So I had to read the first 2. I've heard like they have been books that have been hyped for so long. And it's like, honestly, I was expecting them to kind of just be like fun whatever books, and they are like way better than I anticipated. They're very like, they're college athletes, but like senior year, so like old enough that I don't feel like I'm reading about babies, you know? And it's very real. It's very like, I can see myself viewing this stuff, like none of it's close enough that like I relate to it, but it's like I could see this happening on my campus. I could see that I could have seen this happening when I was in college. Very real. And like it took me a little bit to get into because I also finished the first one. And the first one, it took me a little bit to get into, just because she also writes it in a way that reads so real life almost, that it kind of took me a minute to adjust to the writing style, actually. And so like, very good. Thoroughly enjoying that. This is now, they're interconnected, so it's a different couple for the second one. Loving that. That's just on my Kindle. I've been getting back into my walking on the treadmill and reading while I listen to my audiobook thing. So it's always great to have something just like that going on the Kindle. But then I'm also starting the 4th and final book of the Red Queen series.
Okay.
Warstorm.
Okay.
This is a YA dystopian fantasy. I think it's technically more dystopian than fantasy. But this is the fourth one in that, and I have put this off for, I think, 3 years since I read the last one. So I definitely had to go watch some book 3 spoiler vlogs and things like that to remember what happened.
Nice. I forget you can do that. I should do that for Onyx Storm. Like, I'm only a couple chapters in. I should do a spoiler vlog of book 2 to, like, revamp everything.
It won't help you.
Well, all right.
Yeah, sorry. Onyx Storm is one of those really special books where it won't help you at all.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But for Warstorm, it is helping me because this is very much just a continuation of where we left off.
Sure.
And this is also helps with one of my goals for this year, and that is not to just have a whole bunch of series that I'm in the middle of. I counted, I'm in the middle of like 50-something series. It's absurd.
Jeez.
And most of them, I've only read the first book. Please explain that to me.
Dog. Well, no, I get that. That I get. If you were stuck on book 3 of 5, then I'd be a little more concerned. The fact that you started a series like book 1, that's fine. That's giving it a trial run.
Thanks, but also I don't agree. Because to me it's not, I'm a starter, but I haven't finished like anything.
Book 1.
So I appreciate the kind words, but don't let me out that easy.
Listen, before, I know a lot of people who are like, oh, like, I'm writing this series and it's gonna, but at some point, book 1 was the only book that was out. And so everyone only had read
fair.
book 1. That's the way I look at it. Like, book 2 is a commitment to the series. Book 1 is not a commitment at all.
That's fair. Okay. Thanks for making me feel better.
You're welcome. Dang it.
But regardless, one of my goals for this year was to get through and actually finish more of my series. So Warstorm will finish up this series, and that'll feel really good to get caught up and done.
Fantastic. I forgot to tell you about this in our pre-show meeting, but I also got my reviews back of my short story, and so how writing battle, I wrote a thing for writingbattles.com. And I thought I did pretty good. What it does is it puts people into like tournaments basically, and every person is guaranteed 3 battles where the professional judge reads one story and then another and decides which one is better, right? I went 0 for 3. I didn't score. I went 0 and 3. I lost every single one. And I read the ones I went up against. They're way better. Like, not even...
Is it just, like, are they genuinely better, or did they just follow the prompts? Because I know you had said that you, like, thought that the one had to be whatever, like, the glue just had to be mentioned, or, you know, was that any part of it, do you think?
No, they are genuinely better. They are genuinely better books, or short stories.
All you have is room to grow.
Absolutely, 100%. I will say, one professional judge can suck it because he used one of my least favorite words to describe it, and it was, the story seems derivative. You. Like, hey, be sure to bleep that, but, I hate that. I hate that word. Like, this is derivative. Go suck one, all right? Like, give me something better. Like, what does that mean? What does derivative even mean?
Because derivative is a derivative of what?
Of what?
Like, that's not a...
Yeah.
I need more information.
That's not a bad thing. Like, yeah,
right.
I enjoy a type of story, and I wrote a type of story. Like...
But even, like... Again, to me, derivative of what? I need more context. Or even if it is even if it was too simple, then, like, tell me why you think that. And that's also super objective. Like,
yep.
Ugh,
the other ones were great. Like, they were very accurate. Like, it was like the pacing of this moved really, really well. Your stakes were not as, like, your resolution didn't hit as hard as you hoped it would. Like, your build-up was good, resolution not so great. It was like, yeah, I agree. Looking at the book, at the short stories that I went up against, 100% accurate. But just to say, story seems a bit derivative. I don't know what that means. That you sound pretentious. Like,
Yeah, that's a math term, not a book term. Like, hop
thank
off.
you.
So when is the next one? When are you doing your next one?
That's the thing. I think the next one, there's one coming up that is peer reviewed. That's happening this month. I think I'm going to wait for the next professional reviewed one. And in the meantime, try and do more of the daily ones.
Yeah.
Just to kind of... Because this truly was a spur of the moment, out of nowhere. Like, I saw an ad, I went for it. And it's clearly a thing where I just need more reps at this. I need to
Yeah.
practice writing more. And so... setting time aside to actually write things in preparation for the next one, I think is the bigger plan.
Yeah. Smart.
So yeah, but I knew I wasn't going to win. Didn't know I was going to win that bad.
You just, you only got room to grow.
Exactly. Nothing but positives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And derivatives.
And derivatives. Positives, derivatives, and one guy who apparently is a professional writer. He is a professional writer, and I'm telling him he sucks. So that also feels like a man thing to write. I don't think a woman wrote that.
No, that's a man thing. That's 100% a man thing. Mm-hmm. He just and he would mansplain to you why he thought that too. Like,
absolutely. If he had the word count to do it, he would do it.
Yep.
But we have more podcasts to get to. Burnin' Love, romance hot takes, coming your way right after this.
And we are back with our new segment, Burning Love. I got hot takes about some romance. Austin has hot takes about romance. And we're going to break it down. Break it down a little bit. Mine, I think, is a little less spicy hot. So I'm going to start. And it is about Violet Thistleway is not a villain.
Okay.
For as cozy of a romance as this was, it had one spice scene in it, and I thought it was completely unnecessary.
Oh.
I think there is getting to be a point, and I don't know if it's a trend in literature to begin with, just like romance books in general, or if it's just I'm noticing it more, but I don't need a spicy scene in every romance book I read. If it has a romance plot, I don't need a spicy scene, because it was like spice. Like, it was not a fade to black spice at all.
It was porn.
And it just felt, it felt out of place for such a cozy warm tea
is very similar.
Probably, actually.
Very similar. But yeah. Okay. So this one just totally out of place.
Yeah, and there were moments where they were, like, kissing, and, like, he pushes her up her door and kisses her. Like, it's not that there's not hot moments or, like, steamy moments, but I didn't need the explicit detail for something that is cute and cozy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that's, like, literature is just, like, trending towards spice or what. Because I do feel like there used to be a bigger divide.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think there really was, like, I think when ACOTAR took the world by storm, the idea of smut being, like, the thing people were reading for became much bigger, became much more mainstream, at the very least. And so now, because what year was this book published? Do you know?
Oh, I got this published, like, October.
Yeah. And so it does feel like a trend to add more smut to things that in the past probably didn't have such explicit content.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I also like my Windy City series that I talk about all the time. Mm-hmm. I had a friend that I recommended it to, and she's like, well, how spicy it is, I'm trying to not read as much spice. And I was like, they're spicy. I can send you, like, the chapter breakdown of it, whatever. But the thing is the spice moves the plot. Mm-hmm. So much for every one of these books, where I don't necessarily need, especially in, like, a cozy fantasy when it's more about the fantasy and the connections and stuff than it is about the spice. I don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. And I'm going to take it a step further. I think Fade to Black is better than than anything. I would rather.
Yes.
I think fade to black is the perfect way to do spice because
Give
let me
me
tell
give
you
me a
something.
grazing of the pinky.
Oh yeah,
Like
give me the
I
build
all
up.
those. Oh
Give me
yeah.
the foreplay. Absolutely, give me all of it. The
Yes.
moment that clothes start coming off, fade to black. I know what
I
happens.
don't care.
Yeah,
Yep.
I listen. I get it.
Unless it's unless it's more of a dialogue scene, because like there's some, and that's like the spice in like my Windy City series, because it ends up being more like dialogue and that kind of thing. But like yeah, 90%, 95% of the time, fade to black. I don't need it.
Absolutely. Just fade to black. Like the
Yep.
and I think about like one of my favorite books is the most recent Court of Thorns and Roses. A Court of Silver Flame.
Silver Flames.
Yeah. I love that book. And I love every spicy scene in it. But it's not like I love it not because it's so spicy. I love it because it is character driving and it's creating new connections and like
Yeah.
all of this we talked about this when we did Horny Court, A Court of Silver Flames, every single sex scene is earned
Yep.
and drives the plot. Like the like first time caller, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like number 1, the author used a hard C in that book. Call
Yep.
called down there a hard C, and boy, did that immediately make me go, "That's gross. I'm out." Like, no, because
That's
like
fair.
that immediately changes the tone of these characters. Because when I think of Lucy,
Aiden. Lucy.
Aiden. Yep. Oh, Aiden and Lucy. When I think of Aiden, I don't think of this like sexual porn star kind of like sexual prowess. Like
No.
he's absolutely like given the idea of he's a bit of an emotional guy, and so he would be softer and he would be like this and whatever. And Lucy gives no indication that that's what she wants is like this being
Yeah.
taken and whatever. Like she says, I'm here for fun. And so why? So the sex scene should be fun. It's not. It's just banging.
I
It's
think that's the
porn
other
level
thing
banging.
is that's the other I completely agree, because I think that like there's also a connotation that I'm here for fun
Yeah.
isn't lighthearted, which is false, incorrect.
Yeah.
I think that's how authors take it, though.
Yeah.
Authors take I'm here for fun, we're just casual, this is playful, as an opportunity to really hammer down and drive in.
Nice.
But like in reality, it's like, no, it should be that fun, playful, like it's the banter that Aiden, because that's part of why I love Aiden, is because in every other scene possible, he's this most like playful and he's like charismatic and witty and whatever.
Yeah.
And I agree. And then you get him to the bedroom and I'm like, that's not my radio boy. That's not my radio boy. She hasn't had any pretenses of wanting that. He's like, what? And I do think, because I will say, and now Back to You has a little bit of that, because Jackson is like really awkward weather boy, that he's a radio guy that rambles when he gets in front of a camera,
Yeah.
whatever. And then in the bedroom, he's like, no, tell me exactly what you want. Like all these things that I'm like, Jackson, you need to be fumbling a little bit. I
Yeah.
I I need your fumbling outside to resemble your fumbling in the bedroom as well.
Yeah. Yes. And I think and to take it from another series, let's talk about Fourth Wing. Like let's talk about how
Yeah.
Xaden is. Xaden matches his bedroom persona. They match up
Yep.
perfectly. And
And I
so
think that's the bigger context here. Is just that I want if you're gonna have explicit spice, I want it to match the context of the character. Because that's like my Windy City series. They are open door, very open door romances and like in hidden closets and whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's spicy, it's smut, at certain points. But like it's also the same characters.
Yeah.
It's the same character in the bedroom as it is outside of the bedroom. And I think that's really the tipping point for me.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I would agree. Except I disagree because I think everything should fade to black. I like.
I
I
mean that's
truly.
I think if you're gonna have it.
I agree. If you are going to have it, then it needs to match the character. I think the build up is the best part of reading romance and smut and whatever. The build up is always way better. Like the
That's why so many women sit there and say that the fuck it moment,
yeah.
when the guy finally snaps and is like fuck it and he kisses her,
Yeah.
that is the best moment. It's not the kiss.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. That is the best part. The wanting of each other is so much more is so much more enjoyable than the I finally get to read these characters fucking. Like that's not what I
Right.
want.
It's the Mr. Darcy hand spasm thing that then Conrad does in The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's the gentle pinky grazes. It's the he leans his arm up above his head and he flips his hat backwards. It's all of those things that are so much hotter than anything because there is not a single attractive term to call either one of people's private parts. I can't stand any of those words, man. I can't handle it.
The sheath for my sword. You don't like that
Warm
one?
center.
Oh,
No, I can't. I can't handle it,
one of my
dude.
absolute least favorite is she bloomed in front of me. No. Cut. I'm out.
Can't
Okay?
do it.
I
Can't do
don't
it.
know what's going
No.
on down there if it's blooming, okay? Like,
Yeah,
it's
something's wrong.
moving? It does that? I thought mine was supposed to move. This. No wonder it's so hard to hit the spot. Sorry, that we can cut that. I don't,
This just went so sideways. All of that is to say that yes, just fade to black because there's nothing you're going to describe that is that important or
yeah,
that is that even attractive to read.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Like,
We also need to think, but also to that point, we also need to think of better words to describe what a dick is doing. Like if I read throbbing, I'm like, I get
twitching.
it.
Twitching sounds like a
Oh,
problem.
that's a problem. Absolutely.
Sprung free. I think of a fucking like. I think of the eye in the Pixar when the little.
The
That's
band-
what I think. Boing, boing.
Oh goodness. Also, can we listen? We're going all in. Can we talk about how
Yep.
everybody's member is a 10-pound thing of hamburger? Like,
Have you seen that TikTok where she slams the Costco roll of ground beef?
yes.
No, me and my friends have logistically tried to think this through, right? If you can't put both hands around it, that's what?
Yeah.
I'm that doesn't make sense.
No.
That's not
If it can't go around my hands, it's not going inside me. I'll tell you that right now.
oh shit. And like I hope in those moments we're talking about length and not girth.
Sure.
But even then, I'm like that there's a whole lot to all of that I'm like we've got to stop. We've got to stop doing that.
Yeah. And I think that one other thing to like go along with that is that not everyone's into that. And so I'm very curious as to why that has become the norm. Like even in like porn, like the massive schlong is not necessarily like the thing everyone looks for, you know?
Yeah.
And so now everyone's looking for step siblings, but that's beside the point. I don't watch porn anymore. I want to put that on the record. But the last time I watched porn, the whole thing was all about step siblings, and that was my out. I was done. Like I'm not fantasizing about this.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I was gonna say that my next thing too that also needs to stop, and like this is a really weird thing, But if we fade to black, that also alleviates this weird thing that fantasy books have where they all talk about the contraceptive
Oh, I
bracelets,
hate it.
potion.
I
I don't
hate
go
it
around telling
so
everybody that I'm on
much.
birth control. Why are we discussing it?
It
Can it
makes
not?
no sense. There are people
Yes.
who are not on birth control that have sex and don't have a child. We can just be
Right.
okay.
Right. I also don't even need the line. Like, I understand that we are like, oh, we are so supportive of safe sex practices.
Sure.
Thank you. Like,
Right.
please, let's do that.
Yeah.
But also, I don't need every single time they have sex to be like, and I grabbed the condom and ripped the foil. I
With my
don't give a
teeth.
shit,
It's always with
honestly.
my
It's,
teeth.
yeah, yeah. It's a fictional book. I
Yep.
actually don't care.
Yeah, I really
Like,
don't.
you are fictional people.
This is a fantasy. I don't want to think about condoms. Like,
Nope. Nope. I don't need to be taken out of it by asking if I have an IUD in my arm. Like what the
yeah.
it's so random.
Just-
And even fantasy books do it because then they're like I've been on the contraceptive elixir for 9. I'm like why? Why do I know that?
I don't need to know that. I don't.
No.
I'm glad that you're showing the idea of communicating and that yes, sex has consequences and all that sort of stuff there. Absolutely. That's great. But also, it's fantasy.
Right.
They legitimately in a fantasy novel, they could say in order to have a child, you have to want a child. Like that could
Right.
be the end of it. Like
That could be it. Yeah.
it doesn't matter. And so all of these extra things just takes you out of it. I'm so on board with
So
you.
much.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So
Whew.
much.
Oh, well now I'm wondering how the audience feels about it cuz
I know.
I know we know a lot of creators who their whole thing is they love spice. And
But see, and that's also where I feel like dark romance really has a place. You know, I mean, like, and I think that was part of like, obviously like in college and like kind of that bridge between young adult books, new adult books, and like actual adult books. Like obviously the level of spice and smut increases, but always seemed to used to be a divide. And like you said, I think ACOTAR kind of broke that divide a little bit more. But like in my mind, it's still like if I want something like real spicy and smutty and whatever, dark romance is where kind of like I always picture the no holds bar, we're just going all in on that kind of thing. I don't want to pick up my cute little this little book like this and have somebody be like, I know what's in that book. This is cute. This is supposed to be a nothing book.
yep. Yep.
I mean, Icebreaker was another one that I don't know if you had heard about Icebreaker. Hold, let me just grab it
Okay.
because it makes sense when you see the cover.
I've heard of Icebreaker.
Wow, what a cute little college
Absolutely.
romance.
Yep.
This book is filthy. Filthy.
Yeah.
People know this book now. You can't take this book in public because I think half of it is filthy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there was a trend for a while on TikTok where like middle schoolers, because this is not an overly like complex book, like it could be a middle school reading level fairly easily. Middle schoolers wanting to go read the cute hockey romance.
Oof.
Can't do that. And if you're not a mom, if you're a mom that's not involved in the book community to know what this is, you're buying your kid something that is not age appropriate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fade to black.
Just fade to black. Just fade to black.
Yep.
Are we about to say that romances should have age ratings? Like, if could books have an R rating or a PG-13 rating? Like, I know in general there's like YA and adult, and like that's a breakaway, but like
But that's the thing is on this, there is nothing that tells me this is an adult romance.
right.
It may be in the adult romance section of the bookstore, but if you go to like a Target or a Walmart where it's kind of all together,
Yeah.
there's nothing on this that says new adult, YA, whatever.
Or even at a Barnes and Noble when they put it at the front table. Like,
Yes, and I don't know that I need like a movie type scale that's like super defined,
Yeah.
but I do think it would be nice to actually have something classified as YA.
Yeah.
This is a YA book.
Yeah.
You can assume that you will not be reading about genitalia in this book.
Right.
This is an adult book. This is an 18 or older. You will see genitalia in this book.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think something simple. I don't need like a big R rated on the front of my books. I think that'd just get obnoxious. But I do think there needs to be a bit of a clearer line.
Yeah. I think so.
I think especially with new adult starting to be more of a thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, this would probably be considered new adult because they're in college.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not Nora Roberts adult,
Yeah.
but it's not YA.
It's definitely not YA, that's for sure. Yeah. Something to think about, that's for sure. But we have some other things to think about as well. We've got some rumor news going on, so that we'll be talking about that in the next segment. It's called First Draft. It'll be on after this. Welcome back, Chit Chat and Chapters. Austin, Lauren, coming at you with the first draft. This is the first time we've heard some of these rumors, and we're going to speculate on them. Lauren and I both have degrees in journalism, and dang it, Lauren is going to put it to good use right now. These are the news that's fit to print. What's going on in the world of reading, Lauren?
Yep, I'm gonna put my little press, get on my press badge, put my little press thing in my little fedora hat there. Yeah, so I mean, like, the social medias have been blowing up because we've had some big stuff popping off. First and foremost, tonight we'll open the veil a little bit. We were recording this mere hours before Sarah J. Maas is supposed to be on Call Her Daddy.
Yep. And that is going to be big time. Because rumor is that she's going to announce the next 3 books in the series, because Barnes & Noble even has a website where it's talking about ACOTAR series, and it's unnamed book whatever, unnamed novella. So,
well, and a while back she had posted that closed notebook that said ACOTAR 6 dash something, and people thought it was a D, people thought it was an 8, people thought it was a whatever. And so, like, we've kind of always speculated that there were going to be 3-ish more books, but people think that we're going to get hard confirmation and maybe even a book 6 release date.
Ooh, that would be, I mean, it makes sense because, like, Call Her Daddy is a huge podcast.
I'm amazed. Yeah. Call Her Daddy had Hilary Duff on last week. Or whatever, I think it's a weekly pod, I don't know. But had Hilary Duff on last.
Yeah, like, Call Her Daddy is a big, big podcast. And it's really funny to think of, like, this sounds mean when I say it out loud. It's weird to think of authors as famous people.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is an author that everybody knows the big hitters that she has, not just A Court of Thorns and Roses, but like Throne of Glass and like all that sort of stuff.
Crescent City.
Absolutely. Yeah. All of these major series. And so, yeah, it would make sense that she's going to be on a big podcast to announce some new stuff, but it's still just kind of like, you don't see that from authors very often. Like,
I think the thing that gets me is, like, even somebody like James Patterson, right? I mean, like, arguably one of the, I would argue one of the most famous authors in the world.
Yeah, one of the most, at the very least, one of the most prolific. Like,
yes. I couldn't put a name to a face with him.
Nope.
And I think that's a lot of my, like, hang up with the famous people, the quote unquote famous people, actor or author thing, is that, like, I consider a famous person somebody that I could both know the name and the face.
Interesting.
Where Sarah J. Maas, yeah, I mean, you know everything, you know. James Patterson is on everything. But I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, that's true.
And so for her to, like, just be a person that goes on a podcast is kind of, is definitely weird to me.
Well, and I think that this also sparks an interesting, it's interesting that she's going on a podcast that has nothing to do with reading. Like, I don't know I haven't listened to Call Her Daddy, but I definitely don't think she's on there reviewing books every single week. Not that I don't think she's a reader. I bet she has the books that she enjoys, but, like, I don't think she's sitting down talking about books on her podcast. That doesn't fit the vibe of Call Her Daddy.
Yeah. I mean, just a quick Google search tells me that Call Her Daddy doesn't even have like a book club or something. You know, I didn't know if maybe they had like a Patreon book club or something.
Yeah.
But like, no. And I don't know if maybe it ties into like what we were talking about last segment where like Call Her Daddy is also just started off as a very like sexual podcast.
Sure.
So Sarah J. Maas, you know, opening doors for that. Maybe that's the connection. But I also know that Alex has done a really great job of like really shaping her podcast into something now more serious.
She's a great interviewer. She's a great interviewer.
Oh yeah, the clips and stuff. I don't know that I've ever listened to a full episode of Call Her Daddy, but the clips that I've seen, I really enjoy her interviewing style.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's just gonna be really interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, and it all feels weird, and it feels like a shifting point in marketing. Like it feels
Totally.
that I think that's the biggest thing is that. Like, there was a long time where no authors did, like, authors did, like, a book tour, but, like, that was in person at Barnes & Nobles, at whatever. Like, that was their press tour. But there has never really been, like, an author going on Good Morning America and announcing their next book. Like, that
Oh no! So surprisingly, there are actually more. See, Good Morning America is where I think authors go. Is in my mind where I picture authors going to release books.
Really?
Not other media conglomerates. Yeah, because I mean, like,
I take it back. I think of Good Morning America as like where famous people release their memoirs. I don't think of it as authors who are releasing their next book. I think of it as this famous person wrote their autobiography, and now they're going on to announce it.
I think that's also probably just because my husband works in news and texts me all the time when all of my authors are on the Today Show.
That's fair.
So there is that. I get a lot of texts that are like, hey, meet me in the media center on TikTok was on the Today Show for Literacy Day. I get a lot of those texts.
Okay.
So like that probably is that. But I guess the thing that is also really surprising, so there's two examples that really come to mind as to why I think this is even more just like unique for me. Okay. Rebecca Yarros, obviously with Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
She has done major press around things and has never, she's been on Good Morning America. She's been on the Today Show. She's done all the TV things. She's doing hockey night promotions. Yeah, you can go to an Avs game and get a Ryerson Avs hockey jersey. It's insane. She's doing special edition Red Sox prints of Fourth Wing. Like insane marketing stuff, right?
Yeah.
But she's also not on Good Mythical Morning, on on Call Her Daddy. She's not on a lot of those like bigger interview stages.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the other one is Jenny Han.
Mm-hmm.
She never did anything for her books themselves, but as soon as they became movies, TV shows, then she was on a lot of the big, you know, People Magazine did their interview with her, Entertainment Tonight did their interview with her, and then she started to do a lot more of the quote unquote pop culture interviews.
Sure. Yeah. Interesting. Huh.
I do definitely think this would be a big shift that we start to see.
I think this legitimizes podcasts. As weird as that sounds, I know that podcasts didn't need legitimizing, but when you think of marketing on a podcast, you think of Squarespace and you think of like mattresses, like online shops. That's what you think.
Surfshark, VPN.
That's it. Yeah. This is a person who has sold 100,000 to like so many copies.
Upwards of 1 million, probably.
Oh, absolutely. This is a person who is choosing to go on Call Her Daddy to make her big thing even bigger. And I'm curious, like Brandon Sanderson doesn't go on podcasts to talk about his books necessarily. He goes to talk about writing. But it wouldn't surprise me if now, like, his next whatever his next book is, he hops on a sci-fi podcast or on whatever. It would be, you know what would make total sense if Brandon Sanderson showed up on Critical Role to announce
Yeah.
his next book. That would make
See, and I
total
think that's us being traditional news people, you being radio, me being more TV. I think like you said, it legitimizes podcasts as a form of news information
yeah.
more than like NPR. You know, I mean, NPR is the only other one that I can think of that if somebody went on, you know, James Patterson went on and announced his new book on NPR, I don't think I would think anything of it.
Yeah.
But it's also because honestly anymore I see NPR more as a podcast platform than a radio platform, which could just be a me thing.
Yeah.
But regardless, nonetheless, like this now finally puts podcasts in that same level of it's not their own marketing, because it could be one thing if Sarah J. Maas just came on her own social media and announced this new book.
Yes.
No, she's going somewhere else to do press and publicity, and it's a podcast. It's not radio. It's not TV. It's not an ad for something. It's a podcast, and I think that really, like you said, legitimizes it as a news source.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. What else do we got in the first draft? What else do we have to react to?
Well, speaking of Rebecca Yaros, buckle in, sit down, make sure everybody takes some deep breaths because she has confirmed that she is now storyboarding and has the playlist done and is writing book 4, which
Right.
means that will probably be coming. But along with that, she said one of our favorite characters will not be making it to the end.
Oh, great. I saw a lot of discourse around this, and everyone is like, if you take Riddick from us, we will riot. And I tend to agree. I made this
Yep.
joke in show prep, but like, I would rather Taryn die than Riddick. Like, I'll. It,
Because I think people are expecting Taryn. You know, I mean, Taryn is
yeah.
the unexpected. Taryn
Yeah.
is the expected answer. I don't think Taryn's going to make it through book 5. I don't think Taryn makes it to the end.
Well, it makes sense because she has a second dragon to keep her alive. You know,
Yeah.
just makes total sense. But
And now he's broken the bonds with everybody.
yeah,
Taryn's not bonded to anything.
yeah. So, but like this idea of like
I just
who
gave a
is it?
massive. Continue. Just act like I didn't say
I'm gonna
that.
act like I didn't hear that because it registered and I was like, I don't know
No,
that
just
yet.
keep going. Anyway, Riddick and his happy little self.
um, but no, clip that. That's going on social media. No, like I'm trying to think of the other characters that would have as big. You know who?
Ree.
Like who? Say again. I was talking.
Ree.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all that whole group
Yeah.
has each one of them is on the chopping block. Like legitimately could be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Myra, unless she's already
I
dead.
don't think it will be either. I don't think it will be either of her siblings, only because since we started the book with one of them being quote unquote dead,
Yeah.
we started the series. I don't think we'll end the series with either one of them. And the mom and the dad are already gone.
Well,
You know,
that was my reasoning for it was because like it's a huge emotional impact that like genuinely if I'm thinking about this logically like Violet standing alone after her siblings have valiantly in the same way that her mom did valiantly giving her the opportunity to move to save the whole land like that's poetic each one yeah I could figure that out I could see that happening
this
wholeheartedly
whole series, I'm genuinely afraid for how big of a reading slump I'm going to go into finishing book 5 when this
yeah
series is over.
yeah
Oh, this is not going to be good, man. Because yeah, I could see that. I could see it being Bodhi or Garrick
yeah which
and
those would be
sending.
big
I don't think so because like Liam, the way I view it is Liam was one of Zayden's kind of core people. It it's got to be one of Violet's core people.
yeah
which then makes sense for a Riddick. The thing is, I want Ree to become the whatever aftermath we end up seeing from all of this, whatever this quote unquote new world looks like,
Hmm.
whatever the piece is, whether that's a war college with a head leader, whether that's a whatever it looks like, I want Ree to be the head of it all.
Yeah.
Whether she becomes a queen or a headmaster, I don't know, I don't care, but
Yeah.
like I can see her stepping up in that type of power.
Yeah. Yep. That feels so right.
But
That feels so right.
but that means that my sweet baby Riddick is so exposed. He's so
Hmm.
exposed.
Yep. Ah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. All
I
right.
just if I won't read those chapters, they nothing happens,
Nothing
correct?
happens. Doesn't exist except when they talk about how sad they are. But we don't. We aren't
My
gonna.
favorite quote is when Rebecca was talking at one of the Disney event things she did, and she goes, I can't remember what prompted it, but she goes, yeah, and if you reread the first book, Liam's still alive.
Oh.
Dagger!
Oh. Oh. She's so mean. She's so
Ma'am!
mean.
Dagger through the heart.
Oh my goodness.
And if you
Whew.
reread the first book, Liam's still alive. Ma'am. The
That's
audacity.
that's absurd. That's an absurd quote.
Yeah.
All right, what we're almost out
So,
of your
yeah.
time. What do we got?
Yeah, we'll wrap things up here with just a little bit of threads drama that I've
Oh,
seen popping up. Chelsea Curto, she is most known for her DC Stars hockey series that now has 5 books out of what is going to be 7 or 8.
okay.
Is for some reason getting an absurd amount of discourse online because she has 3 books coming out this year. She has a standalone romance that is not connected to her hockey series called In Stormy Weather. She has another one of her hockey series, and I think she's coming out with a Christmas book or like a holiday novella or something. And
Yeah.
apparently, all of these books are well over 400 pages. And so she's getting an insane amount of flack and feedback for how quickly she's releasing things and that she's not actually taking time to like go back and reread them and publish them and make them good books and all of these things just because they're long and they're
Whoa.
coming out quickly.
Whoa. That's
And
really
mind you, she's also a full-time author. So,
yeah. So like, think about how much she could write in 40 hours a week. Like
yeah.
that. Like I can write a lot in an hour. Like
Well, and especially because like one of those books is a Christmas book, which I'm sorry, you can't tell me writing a Christmas book is that difficult. You
yeah,
kind of have a lot of the framework sent.
yeah,
One of them is another book in a series of 5 books already. You know the world. You live in the world. You probably
yeah,
had most of that book plotted out when you wrote your first book.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
we really complaining about the length of books now? Because that's what it feels like we're complaining about the length of books. Because you know who we don't hear this discourse over? Frida McFadden.
Oh, and she puts out, yeah, she puts out books constantly.
Yeah,
Um,
but they're
and
all less
uh,
than 400 pages, and so
yeah,
we don't say anything.
yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it. And like, there are people like we talked about James Patterson earlier being like one of the most prolific writers. Like, how many books has James Patterson wrote? And
Yep.
I bet in his heyday he was putting out 2 or 3 books a year. Like
Yeah.
when he was just letting them fly. Like that's a thing. Like authors are gonna author. Authors are gonna write. And if they write a
It's
thing
their
that's
job to
good,
write books.
yeah. And if they write a thing that's worth publishing, clearly this person wrote things that the publishers are like, good enough, let's send it out. People
Yeah.
will buy it. No one's forcing you to buy this book. If you're
Well,
upset
and
by
that's the
it,
thing is like I think her first 4
mhm,
of her hockey series were self-published. And she's now gotten picked up for trad publishing. So obviously a publisher has it's not that there's an art like I don't want to put like stones and make this a solid argument, but I
mhm.
could see somebody saying, "Well, yeah, but they're independently published, so like, she can do it." No. An actual publisher has said these works are worth publishing in 1 year.
Yeah, a publisher has said, I bet we can make money because of how good this is.
Yeah.
Like, that speaks volumes to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
as popular of an independent author as she is, like, that still having the machine behind you makes it, like, is a big deal.
It does. It validates a lot, you know? I mean, I try to support indie authors when I can, but also it does make it, I mean, like, it's exciting for them too, you know? To
Absolutely.
get picked up for trad publishing is a huge deal. And
Yes.
so you have publishers that are saying, you know what, 3 books this year are going to sell. People are not going to get tired of you for 3 books,
Hmm.
over 400 pages. Fantastic. Give me all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it does. It feels like we're bitching about books being over 400, being too long.
Yeah, I mean but to be fair, that's a lot of people's hurdle getting into fantasy is that the books are so dang long. And so I can see someone who is used to a 350-page book seeing the page count of 600 and being very intimidated by it. I don't think it's enough to I don't think if it's an author that you like it that you should be bashing it. But
And
like
that's also if it's book 6 in a series,
yeah. Dog. What are we
come
doing?
on. Like, you know. You
Yeah.
know by now.
Yeah. You've been here. We've been
Yeah.
doing this. This isn't
Yeah.
anything new. So
No.
I don't get
So
the
why
hate.
are we No.
I don't get that. But you know what I do get?
No.
I understand that independent authors probably want a podcast that they would like to go on, similar to Call Her Daddy. And by similar, I mean we're also a podcast. That's as close as we get. So if there are any independent
Yep.
authors out there that are like, hey, I would like to be on a podcast, hit us up on our socials. We'd be more than happy to have you on. You know, talk about the
Let's
writing
chit and
process,
chat.
chit and chat about those chapters. So
That is what we do.
that's what we do, absolutely. But that's gonna do it for Chit Chat and Chapters this week. Lauren, where can they find you?
I'm across all socials at Lauren's Lifestyle. Once you found the cute little picture of me, you found me.
There you go. I'm Austin. You can find me on social media that I may or may not use at Radio Guy Austin, and also on at Chit Chat and Chapters podcast. That's the I run the social media and put
Our
out
glorious leader there.
I do what I can. That's gonna do it for Chit Chat and Chapters this week. Thank you so much for listening. Keep on reading.